watching Conquered, and I'm sitting with Lerato. She is so gorgeous. She makes me feel ugly, Lord. You know, it's...
You are gorgeous yourself. Listen to her. Like, no pressure. I'm just saying. I was waiting for you to say my surname.
Oh.
Kganyago. Everyone struggles to say my surname.
That's why I didn't say it.
Why though? As an African, you should be able to.
I was like, let me stay safe. Lerato, they know you.
And then I'm sitting here like, yeah, Lerato who?
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. It's nice and cozy here. It looks gorgeous. Am I like, I think I'm like probably the 40th person to be here, right? Why am I number 40? All the celebs have been here.
You know
already.
what they say? They say, okay, it's not the last, but you know, save the best for later. So people can warm up a little and then the best, the good punches.
Yeah, okay, I like that. I like the strategy.
You know, when you look at your career, it's just so amazing. You've achieved so much for yourself. So can you just take us back to when you started this whole thing?
Yeah.
What made you be so interested in TV?
You know how I started off in the industry? It was more like an accident type of thing, because I was working for an airline. I was an air hostess.
Ooh.
Lord, cannot go back there again. But you know, I was a flight attendant for about, I think this was my 3rd year.
Wow.
Then I heard that they were having auditions at Soweto TV, which is, can I say Soweto TV? No.
Yes.
Oh, I can? Okay, which is a community channel. And, you know, no, actually, they were launching. And I went there with one of my best friends, Koyo Bala. And we got there, and you know, it was a great launch. They were going live, and I mean, for Soweto, this was a big thing. For Soweto to have their own TV channel, this was amazing. So before they go on air, this one lady comes to me and she's like, listen, we've got a presenter missing. And I'm like, oh, nice. Hope you find one. Good luck. She's like, no, I think you'd be great. I'm like, listen, all I've done my entire life is probably modeling, you know, beauty pageants and stuff. I know nothing about presenting. She's like, I know, I just got this feeling that you can do it. I said, no. First of all, you guys are going live. I've never used an earpiece before. I've never used a mic. I've never been on live television, you know. But actually, funny enough, just going back, I auditioned for live on SABC 1.
Before that.
So I was still very skeptical. I think because I was a bit upset or still hurt by the fact that I didn't get live, because I really wanted live then. So I was like, no, I don't want to do this TV thing. So then I thought, okay, let me just do it. Went on air and everyone was impressed.
Wow.
Then after the launch, she said to me, do you mind doing this like every day? And I was like, okay, I could do this. Yeah, let's do it. And that's how I started my career. I did a show there called Just Music with LKG. Basically it was about music and DJing. And then I did my own talk show, which was one of the biggest talk shows in the country. That was the LKG show.
Wow.
And I interviewed the likes of Julius Malema, DJ Spoo, Bonang. And I mean, the numbers were growing, and I was the first person to interview Jub Jub. And still is probably the only person after the whole incident that happened with the accident. And yeah. So, you know, unfortunately, actually, fortunately, before SABC 1 kills me, fortunately for me, SABC 1 discovered me and they were like, no, we want you. Then that's how I got to do the link.
Oh, and then you just stopped the show.
Yeah, and I think also because I had waited for so long to be on a bigger platform, you know, a national broadcaster. So for me, it was like, okay, this is hard. It's like a sweet bitter, what do you call it? Sweet bitter moment, ne? Yeah, something like that. So for me, it was like, okay, I've been waiting for this moment, so let me just do it. Let me sacrifice, because this industry is about sacrificing. I've seen a lot of people sacrifice. Financially, in terms of family, friends, just you as a whole, just to be where you want to be. And trust me, it works. So I left the LKG show. It was hard because I mean at that time it was the most talked about talk. It was my baby, yeah. And it was the most talked about talk show. You know, even though it was on a smaller platform, but the numbers were amazing. I mean, I was sitting on a mill when I left. Wow. And that was incredible. And I did the link. And yeah, it's been what, 2 years now, and the link is doing really well. It's the most watched magazine lifestyle show in the country, number one,
which is really amazing. So I mean, still, I want to take you back. You've entered beauty pageants and you've won a couple. I'm not surprised, by the way.
Well, you know. So saying. Back in the days when I was hot.
Oh, you're still hot. Don't worry about that.
Well, with a couple of fat hair, yeah, you know, it's a bit of a problem.
A bit.
Yeah, just a bit, you know. But you know, I mean, like them with a bit of cushion now. So I don't mind the cushion.
Oh, yes, me too. So take us back. What motivated you to say, oh, no, let me enter this beauty pageant or whatever? What really gave you that motive?
As a young girl that was raised in Soweto during the apartheid era, you know, there was a lot of things that we used to do just to distract or be moved for our parents to distract us from like doing anything that's going to harm us or illegal. So there was a lot of beauty pageants in the townships. There was a lot of there was soccer. This is where a lot of soccer stars also come from, Soweto. So I just decided, okay, let me try this modeling thing, even though I was a tomboy. But my mom was like, I've never seen a tomboy on the runway, so this is gonna be a bit tricky. So what she did, she took her money and took me to a modeling school in Boksburg, and I did a course there for about 3-4 months. And I mean, this is where you learn a lot about, you know, posture, about image, about, you know, just you looking after yourself, like a lot of things in general, and that helped me a lot. Then after that, I did I entered it was Teen Girl, East Rand Teen Girl, which is like a big pageant in the country because they had Teen Girl, Gauteng, Teen Girl, East Rand, or whatever. And then that's where I met Nonhle Tema. That's where we started. Nonhle Tema, myself, Nonhle Tema, and Levenberg.
Yes.
We were all in that pageant. And yeah, that's where it started off. Then I entered Miss Jam Alley.
Whatever.
It was nice. It was lovely, you know. I mean, this was probably the biggest, one of the biggest pageants in the country. It was live on TV, you know. Used to win a radio and a TV.
Hey,
I remember I got
stuff. Huh?
it was big. Back then it was like a huge thing to get a TV. I was like, hey, I want a TV.
That's me right here.
But I mean, this is where I think the one, because now it's 2 doors. I think this is where the one door opened slightly, you know. And then carried on doing other stuff. And then I entered Miss Soweto. Now that's when both doors opened. Yeah. And since then it's been an awesome journey. I mean, I always speak so proudly about being crowned Miss Soweto, which is still the biggest pageant in the country, because you see the likes of Bastana Kumala coming out of there, Peggy Sue, there's like so many. So yeah, that's how I got into the beauty pageant industry.
So what type of challenges would you say you faced, you know, as you were trying to get into the industry?
I think like everyone else, they just to get that recognition. It's really hard. It's not easy. That's why I always say to people that if you want to get in the industry, in this industry, entertainment industry, or any other industry, for instance, you just need the patience. You need to be patient. You need to have the passion. And it's just the right reason why you want to do it. If you want to get in the industry because you just want to be famous, then
wrong reasons.
Yeah, wrong reasons. Then, you know, it's going to be a bit tricky. But some people make it. Funny enough.
For how long?
Well, they do. I guess it's all about like being at the right place at the right time, you know. But I always say, be passionate about it. Do it for the right reasons, and everything else will fall into place. Stay away from the negativity, because there's a lot of people that are going to try and distract you, discourage you. Like, oh no, you want to be a presenter, but there's Lerato, there's whoever, there's da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, you're trying to be whoever. Now you're trying to be, you know, people will try and distract you. But if you run your own race and you know where you're going, trust me, nobody will catch you.
Do you get a lot of negative comments right now? I mean, you're this big brand now. Do you get
That's where you get a whole lot of negative comments.
How do you handle
Honey,
those?
I wake up in the morning. Now I wake up in the morning. I'm like, if I don't get a negative comment,
something is
I
wrong.
know I'm doing something wrong. Like, I promise, we're talking. I think I was talking to Amanda DuPont, and we were talking about how like, we get bothered when everyone is like just so nice. We're like, why?
What's going on?
Because I mean, they always say, well, I don't know if I understand Zulu, but imoto inkokota imoto. So a car doesn't bark at a stationary. No, a dog doesn't bark at a stationary car.
Oh yes.
It only barks at a moving car.
True.
So if you're moving, trust me, they will come.
Will start barking.
And that should be some kind of an alert for you that I'm doing the right thing. I'm going somewhere, you know. So I deal with them, and some people can be really mean. But throughout the years, I've learned to like really grow really thick skin. I mean, like thicker than a crocodile. To a point where like anything you say won't faze me. Might bug me for like a second, but it is what it is. but we're also human. There's certain things that don't touch on my family. Like,
oh yes.
When you start talking about my family, then
now you're gonna see me. Don't let me take my earrings off.
You know, now I'm like, okay, now you've really pushed me. You know, as I was saying, honey, you know, let me take off these red bottoms.
And I'm gonna take my earrings off.
You know what I mean? But yeah, people can get really personal. But you know, people that get that personal is people that have problems within themselves. So it's people that are always trying to make themselves feel better by putting you down. True. It's just life.
Well, do you think it's cool to be famous?
It has its ups and downs. I mean, it has its perks, you know. It's cool sometimes, but when people start
what's cool about it? At least just tell us maybe 2 things and what's not cool about it.
What's cool about it is the fact that, like, you have people that love what you do. I mean, you get recognized, and you walk through the mall, people are like, oh, that's Lerato. You know, that's I still can't get over that. You know, sometimes I look around and be like, oh, hey, did we meet somewhere? And they're like, no, you're on TV. And oh, yeah. I always think I went to school with somebody, or I was raised with somebody, or somewhere along those lines. I always forget that, people know you from television, you know. Yes. But I mean, it's stuff like that, just people really appreciating what you do and being able to communicate with people through that, a camera, you know, people getting to know you through that, because I always say you can never lie to a camera. True. As much as you can try to pretend to be this and that, when you're horrible here, or when you're doing it for the wrong reasons, trust me, you cannot lie to a viewer. I always say you cannot lie to a viewer. They will pick it up.
That's really true.
Yeah.
So now you've decided, or rather venturing a bit into DJing. Can you tell us more about that?
I spoke about DJing back in the days of Soweto TV. It was something that I did as a hobby. It was fun, and I wanted to really go into it, but of course I got distracted by the LKG show and the link. So last year, a couple of friends of mine, my peers, were like, that are DJs, well-known DJs, you know, were like, but why don't you just do this thing and just make money? And this is something that you absolutely love. Yeah. So then I thought, okay, let me go back into it. And I promise you, I went back about a month, and I'm getting so many bookings. But in my head, I'm like, y'all don't even know if I can play.
It's just that say that, okay, she's good.
But they don't care. They're just like, as long as you're there on the decks, we just think it's a great idea. It's something so refreshing, and it's fun at the same time.
What type of music do you play? Do you have a specific one, or you touch on everything?
I'm a deep house fan, but deep house in clubs doesn't really work unless if you go to a certain club where it's just they cater deep house only. But I also play commercial dance music, you know. Yeah. So absolutely love dance music. If you see me on the decks, you'll definitely be getting dance music.
Okay, you've been moving to it.
Yeah. Obviously looking fabulous, you know.
Oh so yes, that has to
This is where I'm going to be showing the latest trends also. I mean, I'm going to have costumes when I'm DJing. Beautiful. My headsets are going to be different. I'm going to be in dresses and gowns. Make it completely different.
Are you hinting something? We're going to have Lerato headsets? What?
No. Zintla already has. So no. I'll be rocking Zintla's headsets though.
Okay, that's cool. So
she's a very good friend of mine. So yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So if you had to choose TV presenting, DJing, choose one. You can't say none. One.
I can't, because right now I'm loving both. I'm loving both, and also I'm doing a bit of acting too, so there's quite a lot of things. Yes. I've got my own production company. We're going to be producing shows, so you really can't make me pick, you know. I'm a woman of multi-talented. I love everything that I do,
which is beautiful. What do you think? Do you think it's harder now for the people who want to get into the industry? We know we got many people who want to be TV presenters, people who look up to you. Yeah. You think it's now hard to get into the industry now than it was before?
It's never been hard. If you know what you want to do, if you have the right people, if you go to the right places, yes. It is a bit tricky because it's about knowing the right person. Especially, I mean, earlier on we were talking about concepts and ideas and taking them to the right people. So if you make the right connections, if you meet the right people, and you are at the right place at the right time, I think everything will eventually start falling into place. You know, earlier on also I spoke about being patient. It's very important for you to be patient. So you can't wake up today and say, I want to be a TV presenter. You know, it's January, you're broke. You're like, I want to be a TV presenter. Let me go for auditions. I need money. Trust me, it's not going to happen.
It's not coming.
You're going to be waiting for a long time. You know, so it's just it's if you're really doing it for the right reasons and you're passionate about it and you bring something different. Denise Zimba.
Oh yes,
absolutely love her. She's one of my favorites.
I love her.
She's completely different from everybody else, and you know what? It's working for her because when she came into this industry, she said, "I want to be this person. I want to be this type of a presenter, and I know it's gonna work." And it's working.
That's true. So it's all about being unique. You need to know who you are.
Yeah.
Don't try to copy Lerato or Denise
anybody
or
else. Yeah.
Or whoever. You know, just be yourself.
Yes.
Lerato, thank you so much.
Is that the end?
Joining us. Yes, love.
But the memory card is not full yet, so let's fill it up. Joking. Joking.
Do you hear this? Thank you so much, my love.
Thank you.
Otherwise, we're gonna be here the whole day.
I know, because we get along.
Viewers, thank you so much for watching. That was the beautiful, talented Lerato and maybe DJ Lerato.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching. Peace. I'm out.